Welcome, I'll be reacting to Penny Dreadful, Season 2, Episode 7. This is a commentary, it is not a market substitute. Please support the original, and no spoilers in the comments.
Things become other things. The shamans in my mountains call it Uchawi Mabadaliko.
I think you came to the right person for help.
Is it a blessing? The purpose of which we cannot yet see. I say this is what it is.
Oh!
No, Sir Malcolm. That's not it at all. It wasn't female hysteria. Don't insult me.
Then what?
Malcolm?
She's safer here.
I won't be kept a prisoner in this house, Sir Malcolm. If I'm to be pent up, I'll choose my own cell.
I like it.
Are any of us immune to this danger we can't see, can't touch, but is everlastingly present?
You go,
Mr.
Frankenstein.
Miles right. Tell no one.
Dr. Frankenstein really stood up for her right there several times. I'm impressed.
So far, we've been thrashing at specters. I'm going to find a better weapon.
Don't open the book, Vanessa.
While I'm gone, do be mindful of Sir Malcolm. She'll grow tired of them.
That's very kind. Only what if she doesn't?
Then we'll have a long talk on a dark night.
Oh. Yes. I was hoping we'd come back here. But Vanessa, do not use the book unless you're really in trouble. We are not that level of trouble yet. She should probably renew the wards. That's the first thing I would do. Get the wards back really zhuzhed up, then relax. All these talismans probably need to be recharged.
And some Bene sent along some tins as well, so we won't starve anyway.
Before she was murdered, tied to that tree outside. I've never liked trees since.
It was not the tree's fault. Don't you ever blame the trees. Someone needs to go have a long talk with the local dryads.
My God, let him be happy.
When I was with Miss Croft, I felt I had a place to belong.
She was your Moors, your solitude.
In a
She
way.
was your more. I really like that. I'm an introvert, so most people being in person around them completely drains me. It's very difficult. But once in a while, you meet a rare individual who does not drain your energy, that you can just be with, and yet you feel like you're alone. And I know that sounds weird probably to any extroverts out there, but it is so rare and precious and wonderful when you can find someone like that. And I might borrow this phrase of, not that you're my friend, you are a piece of more. Now, the other person might not understand that at all, but it's the highest compliment an introvert can ever give. That you feel like you're alone when you're with them. Chandler, can you maybe tell her what you're going through? She can help. She might have books here that talk about lycanthropy.
And they can't wait to see the little lord in his velvet knickers fall on his ass. Monstrous big horse who goes by the name of, I kid you not, Diablo.
Oh, of course.
And he's snorting fire. And I just look up at him and I say in my best grown-up voice, "Know your master, beast."
What happened?
Probably got kicked.
Broken wrist and soiled knickers.
Yeah.
Girly dolls. Don't laugh.
Never.
I played with them. You had to. They thought you were deviant in some dreadful way. But I never liked them. I ran around my room and knocked them over.
Miss Ives.
Then every morning I would put them all back. God, those eyes staring at you.
A lot of parents have rules about what their child has to play with and what their child shouldn't play with, rather than just kind of, not letting your kid have whatever they want, but just seeing what they want Like, I wanted to play with sticks. If they're old enough to understand numbers, give them a budget and say, you can spend $20 on a toy. Don't be like, you have to play with dolls, or you have to get a super soaker. Just be like, look for the numbers, make sure it's under 20, and then bring one back to me. See what they grab. You might be surprised. No judgment here. I just don't get parents who are obsessed with making sure their child plays with the correct toy.
What? Where?
There's nowhere to go.
Just bolt the door when I'm gone.
He must be able to kind of sense it now that he knows what to feel for when he's about to turn. Oh, classic. Hey! Stop. You do not need to murder a dryad just to make her feel better. I don't know if she needs any training.
You haven't done this before.
No, I suppose it just comes naturally.
Why am I not surprised?
You don't have to know how to read or write when you're out with a fowler in the pale moonlight. You don't have to look in a book to find what he thinks of the moon or what is on his mind. That comes naturally. That comes naturally.
Still we've gone from A to Z, doing what comes naturally.
Doing what comes naturally.
This just reminded me of Annie, Get Your Gun. I don't know if they did it deliberately or not.
Aim at the middle of the body. Don't get fancy. Don't aim at the head or limbs.
Yeah, don't even bother. Middle.
And here's the real trick, which seems illogical. Don't look in your opponent's eyes.
I feel I owe you for this. What can I teach you?
Just about any of the social graces for a start.
Well, that's a long list. Meaningless social banter.
Dancing.
Oh.
Dancing.
Cool.
And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's harder to use your abdominal muscles when you're in a corset. They keep you very poised and they're very comfortable to wear, except for this one point. If, at least for me, I noticed it's harder to really activate your core. So when you're dancing, you'll get whirled around, and normally you can just use your abdominal muscles to kind of stop yourself and kind of get into the next position. But sometimes you can't when you're corseted in your ball gown. Make sure you grab the waist and stop her when you whirl around. So you turn around, don't let her keep turning because she might not be able to stop. Make sure you kind of coordinate her in. That's one piece that Vanessa needs to teach him, I feel like. All right, calm down, Zeus.
Every bit of civilization gone.
Yeah, except storms tend to bring out your, shall we say, inherent attraction for people. So these two during a storm. Oof. You better save that book just in case. I told you. Storms do this every time. I think it brings out people's primal nature.
We are dangerous.
It's true.
The hidden ones would emerge and rule.
Emerge and rule.
Conquest. The subjugation of all mankind.
Not to be cabin in the woods, but maybe we let it happen. If the hidden ones emerge, wouldn't that make them easier to fight?
Giant evil gods.
Yeah, it would be all-out war, but at least we'd know where they are, who they are. Maybe we let it happen?
One phrase, the hound of God, like a musical refrain, sounding over and over in our otherwise chronological narrative. Why?
God.
Bit of poetry, a flourish, I don't know.
Oh no.
You will not die while I'm here. You will not surrender while I live.
Oh.
If I have one goddamn purpose in my cursed life, it's that.
You are one man.
No, he's the hound of God. Uh-oh.
You give them food or you don't. You let some of them starve so the others see, so they know their lives depend entirely on your will.
Ugh. Well, he's as awful as ever.
Oh, waxworks. Have you never been to one?
I've never been anywhere.
Oh, this will be awkward. Let's do it.
Coolness of your touch. Your sense of constant discovery. And your eyes, mostly. So familiar, but not.
Wait, he does see a lot of people. Does he not remember her? I mean, is this him being coy about it? Or is he genuinely perplexed and is like, you look so familiar, but I don't know why? I can't tell with him. I'm just worried because in the book, he falls in love with a woman and she just becomes completely dedicated to him. And long story short, he ends up rejecting her and she kills herself. And I'm really, really, really hoping they do not do that with Angelique's storyline. I love her and I want her to be happy. So do not follow the book. Don't follow the book in this case. Usually I'm saying the opposite. All right. We'll see what happens here. Oh no! Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Clare. Is he gonna go after Dorian? Because that would be hilarious. Two immortals squaring off.
It's good to have a new friend.
And so I hope you'll always come to me.
Yeah, well, can you please go back to Angelique and, like, stop whatever this is. No, no, Dorian, no. Don't look at Lily like that. Oh, Chandler's going to kill him for her so she doesn't have to do it. No. Oh. Oh no. Vanessa, no. This is not the time. It should have been against the witches. A true threat, not just for revenge. This is going to really plunge her down a dark road because if she had used it, I feel like simply to protect the people she loved, yeah, it would have been bad, but she could have come back from it. But this, to start opening and using the book just for cruel reasons, we'll lose her. I bet the dogs are going to eat him. They'll turn on him. Mm-hmm. It's poetic. He tried to save her. Well, now we're in real trouble. What are you up to? Oh, just be careful. Oh, she used to work here as you know what. I see. What if Lily turns into the Ripper? Oh my.
First time is hard. I'm sure you cried a bit, didn't you? Don't worry, that'll pass. Second time is easier. You're alive, and they're dead. Fuck 'em!
Stop it!
Welcome to the night, Vanessa.
This was definitely a disturbing episode. So much happened. I'm mostly worried about Vanessa. She crossed a line she wasn't supposed to cross except in absolute need. What she should have done is had the book, not opened it, and brought it back with her eventually, and only opened it when there was no other choice. And instead, she chose to actively use it for selfish reasons. I'm glad Chandler was there to really kind of give it to her straight. I really wish she had listened to him. At least, hopefully, she'll listen to him now. He's doing what he can to help her, but also giving her some space to make mistakes, which I do appreciate. He's not trying to bend her to his will or anything. It's just like, here's some good advice. I highly suggest you follow it, but if you choose to go your own path, well, we'll just, I guess, pick up the pieces together afterward. I'd rather not have to. I'll be there for you if you do need that, but just please don't. The Lily storyline is really fascinating to me. I feel like this is going to become an ongoing thing that she does. I guess at least her victims die very happy. I'm not sure what to think of Gray right now. I'm starting to believe he doesn't remember that Lily was with him before she died. So I feel like he'll stumble upon that old photograph somewhere in his house and maybe put the pieces together at some point. I'm starting to get more and more worried about Angelique. Her story is different than the actress in the novel. There are enough similarities that I'm worried. And I really, really, really hope they don't do that route. I also wonder, is Dorian going to survive the series? I feel like he'll be in the next season, but maybe at the end of the show, the final episode, or maybe the penultimate, we do see his grisly end. Because I feel like that would be amazing to see on screen of, well, we all know how the book ends. That would be a really cool way to end the entire show. Can you imagine? Have that scene and then kind of go black, and that's the end of Penny Dreadful, and I would just, oh, I would be so happy with that ending. Don't tell me what the real ending is. I don't want spoilers. I'm just saying, as a viewer,